going to obviously have to drink a fair amount of tea for this over a few weeks. Or if there's an event where there's a tea party or something, then obviously you can just say to everybody, oh, let's save the tea bags. Anyway, Holly, so the next stage is if I actually, for my Teacosy here, I did actually use a shirt of my husband's. He didn't know, but he never wore it, and it was kind of slightly tan coloured already. So I left the tea, the cold tea. I put the shirt in the cold tea and left it for a couple of days, and lo and behold, I got this lovely sort of tea-stained shirt that came out, deconstructed the shirt, and then obviously made sections. And then while Holly's doing that process, I'd just like to explain to you about this, because essentially what happens is you end up with a very nice rectangular form of just plain tea bags. And obviously there's a couple of issues there that you have to consider. One is how fragile that tea bag is, and the other thing is how to embellish that tea bag. The first problem I had was to actually embellish the tea bags. So I decided to follow the natural lines of the tea bags by using a satin stitch. But actually, you can use any stitch you like. You can use running stitch, you can use satin stitch. You just play with your sewing machine, look at all the automated stitches that you have there and see which ones you particularly like. The other thing that I think is worth considering is a colour, because with the browns, obviously, it's very important to pick up and enhance the natural quality and beauty of these tea bags. So I have here used some very brown thread, and I've also used some rather yummy, bronzy, kind of metallic thread. And you can see I've followed the grid, but also in some of the squares, I've actually filled them in. Now, I'll tell you actually what gave me the idea of filling them in, because some of the tea bags were beginning to tear. And obviously, mistakes lead to discoveries. So I thought, right, how can I repair that hole? And essentially, I found that by doing some machine embroidery over the tear, you actually repaired it straight away. And again, if I turn it round, you've got the same sort of thing where you've got automated stitches with the odd bit of infill there. And I just think it's really unusual and really quite good fun. So, Holly, how are you getting on with ironing tea bags?
No, I'm good. I've got to the next stage. I've laid the calico, or used an old shirt, and then I've used some Mr. Fuse or bondaweb. I've laid them all down. I've gone for a kind of brick repeat here. Shall I put another one on?
Another one there.
Yeah.
Shall I just?
You can use tea bags. You can get triangular ones now, can't you, and round ones. So presumably you can do any shape you want.
Well, exactly. I think just be creative and experiment and play with it.
Yeah. Or even if you're looking for more colour, maybe some of the fruit teas that are out there now. Got some stunning colours.
Yes, I have.
That would be lovely. I'd love you to have a go and show me what you do with it. It would be lovely. So you're creating a new fabric there by using these tea bags. Now, the thing that really finishes it off once you've done the stitching is the acrylic wax. Now, acrylic wax you can buy in big bottles or little bottles, however you get it, and it's kind of quite a runny liquid. And we, in fact, decided that we tried different things, didn't we, Holly? We experimented, and we found that we preferred to, oops-a-daisy, we preferred to put the acrylic wax on after we've done all the stitching. So what we did is we made the Teacosy first, and if you look here, we've lined it with the shirt as well. And then once the whole Teacosy was made and completely finished, including the tag, then we laid it down and brushed a layer of acrylic wax on one side, let it dry, turned the Teacosy over and brushed the acrylic wax on the other side. And in fact, I think am I right in saying we did 3 coats all in all, didn't we?
Yeah.
And actually, a lot of people who look at this think it's leather.
It looks just like leather, doesn't it? And it'll make it waterproof too, of course.
And
tea-proof.
Yes, I mean, I think the clever thing is, again, it's this issue about how to make something look like it wasn't something. So how do you make a Teacosy not look like a tea bag? Right. I think that the acrylic wax actually finished it off. So I'd like you to try and experiment with different shaped tea bags and different flavoured tea bags and see what you can create.
So I've finished ironing this. and it's all secure. The bondaweb's stuck it in place, and I think you'll agree it's already looking wonderful, and the colours are absolutely beautiful. They're all blending in.
Well, Holly, you've made something out of an everyday item that we'd normally throw away, and I'd like to show you another everyday item with something to do made of plastic.
If you'd like to know more and join us on another workshop, please check out our website on www.colouricious.com, and we'll be very happy to see you then.